The birthday invitation. The snow fell quietly outside the tall office building, each flake catching the amber glow of the streetlights below. On the 32nd floor, Marcus Williams sat alone in his corner office, watching the city transform into a winter wonderland. His expensive suit hung perfectly on his frame, but his shoulders carried the weight of countless lonely evenings. It was past 9 o'clock, and the building had emptied hours ago. Marcus had nowhere else to go. His penthouse apartment waited for him, silent and cold, filled with expensive furniture but empty of warmth. He had built an empire, but somewhere along the way he had forgotten to build a life. The elevator dinged softly as Marcus finally decided to leave. He stepped inside, pressing the button for the parking garage, but the elevator stopped unexpectedly. On the 5th floor, the doors opened to reveal a small figure in a worn winter coat. A little girl with curly blonde hair stepped inside, clutching a brown teddy bear tightly to her chest. She couldn't have been more than 7 years old. Her boots squeaked softly against the elevator floor as she pressed the button for the ground level. "Are you working late?" she asked, looking up at Marcus with bright, curious eyes. Marcus blinked in surprise. Yes. What are you doing here so late, sweetheart?" "My mom cleans offices here," the girl explained matter-of-factly. "I wait for her sometimes. She says I'm very patient." She hugged her teddy bear closer. "I'm Emma." "I'm Marcus," he said, crouching down to her level. "That's a nice bear you have there." Emma smiled, and something inside Marcus's chest tightened. "His name is Charlie. He's my best friend." She paused, studying Marcus's face. "You look sad. Are you okay?" No one had asked Marcus that question in years. He cleared his throat softly. "I'm fine, Emma, just tired." The elevator reached the ground floor, and they walked out together. In the lobby, Marcus could see a woman in a cleaning uniform gathering her supplies. She looked up and smiled when she saw Emma. "There you are, sweetheart. I'm almost finished." The woman's voice was warm but tired. She glanced at Marcus with polite recognition. "Good evening, Mr. Williams." "Good evening, Rosa," Marcus replied. He had made it his business to know the names of everyone who worked in his building, though he rarely spoke to them. Emma tugged on her mother's sleeve. "Mom, this is Marcus. He works late like you do." Rosa smiled apologetically. "I hope she wasn't bothering you, sir." "Not at all," Marcus said quickly. "She's delightful." As they walked toward the exit, Emma suddenly stopped. "Marcus, do you have a family?" The question hung in the air like the snowflakes outside. Marcus felt his throat tighten. "No, Emma, don't." Emma's eyes grew wide with understanding. "You don't have a family too?" She looked at her mother, then back at Marcus. "That's okay. Mom says family isn't always about blood. Sometimes it's about who cares about you." Rosa placed a gentle hand on Emma's shoulder. "Sweetheart, Mr. Williams is very busy. Tomorrow is my birthday," Emma interrupted, a voice filled with sudden excitement. "I'm turning 8. Would you like to come to my party?" She reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a hand-drawn invitation on pink construction paper. "I made these myself." Marcus stared at the invitation, his hands trembling slightly as he took it. The paper was decorated with crayon drawings of balloons and cake, and Emma's careful handwriting spelled out the details. The party was at a small community center across town. "Emma, honey," Rosa said gently, "Mr. Williams probably has important things to do. I would love to come," Marcus said quietly, surprising himself. "If that's okay with you, Rosa." Rosa's eyes softened. "Of course, we'd be honored." The next evening, Marcus stood outside the community center, holding a carefully wrapped present. He had spent the entire day thinking about what to bring. Finally, he had chosen a beautiful dollhouse, complete with tiny furniture and a family of dolls. Inside the center was decorated with streamers and balloons. There were perhaps a dozen children running around, and a handful of adults chatting near a table laden with homemade food. It was nothing like the corporate parties Marcus was used to, but it felt more real than anything he had experienced in years. "Marcus," Emma's voice rang out across the room. She ran to him, wearing a simple pink dress and a paper crown. "You came. You really came." "I wouldn't miss it," Marcus said, kneeling down to give her the present. "Happy birthday, Emma." Her eyes lit up as she unwrapped the dollhouse. "It's beautiful. Look, Mom, it has a whole family inside." Rosa appeared beside them, wearing a flowered dress and a warm smile. "That's incredibly generous, Mr. Williams. You didn't have to. Please call me Marcus," he said. "And I wanted to." As the evening progressed, Marcus found himself drawn into the simple joy of the celebration. He helped serve cake, played games with the children, and listened to their stories. For the first time in years, he laughed without thinking about business or profits. When it came time to sing happy birthday, Marcus stood with a small group, his voice joining theirs. Emma beamed as she blew out her candles, and when she caught Marcus's eye, she winked. After the other guests had left, Marcus helped Rosa and Emma clean up. They worked in comfortable silence, stacking chairs and throwing away paper plates. "Thank you," Rosa said finally. "Not just for the gift, but for being here." Emma's father. "He hasn't been around for a long time. She doesn't get much attention from men who care." Marcus nodded, understanding more than he could express. "Thank you for inviting me." I can't remember the last time I felt this happy. Emma appeared between them, tugging on both their hands. Can Marcus come to dinner next week, please, Mom? Rosa looked at Marcus questioningly. You're welcome any time, if you'd like. Marcus felt something shift inside his chest, like a door opening after being locked for years. I'd like that very much. As they walked out into the snowy night, Emma slipped her small hand into Marcus's. See, I told you, family isn't always about blood. Sometimes it's about who cares about you. Marcus squeezed her hand gently, feeling tears prick his eyes. You're very wise, Emma. I know, she said matter-of-factly, making both adults laugh under the streetlights. With snow falling softly around them, Marcus realized that sometimes the most important business deals happen not in boardrooms, but in the simple exchange of kindness between strangers who become family. Emma had given him something no amount of money could buy, a place to belong. The city lights twinkled like its stars, and for the first time in years, Marcus Williams was no longer alone.